the earth, for sure. So let's come to a comfortable seat. Let's take a few moments. I'll turn off my little noise making machine here. Let's take a few moments to center and come to a place for your sitting that might be a shift from how you usually sit. Thinking about what's your habit here? Where do you habitually go with your seat? And can you do anything right now to shift it, to make it more comfortable, more easeful? And sometimes that means that for the first little while, it actually feels a little bit strange. Strange can be uncomfortable, but sometimes it's helpful. So you get to tune into how you're sitting, how it's feeling. Notice any tensions that might be present. And then as you lift up and back through your shoulders, and as you let your eyes close, focus on letting your breath grow longer, deeper, more full. And even allowing your breath to slow a little bit more. And then allowing your breath throughout your practice this morning to be what helps you maybe work through that discomfort of something new, discomfort of something that isn't necessarily the way you always do it. As you bring your hands to connect at heart center now, press gently with your palms and lift up with your heart. On your exhale, bow toward your heart. Then softly opening your eyes and releasing your hands down. As you lift up and back with your shoulders and lengthen up through the crown of your head, take a couple movements just to let our necks release. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the neck, but a little ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And then drop your chin down towards your chest. Keep shoulder blades engaged. Shake your head no. And then lift your chin toward the ceiling and shake your head no. And then half circles, chin over to the right side. Inhale up and over. Exhale, chin to the left. 3 more this way. Using your breath to help you find that movement and to help you notice, be present with what's there. And then come back to center, tall through your spine. And let's walk hands out to your knees and take a couple of gentle twists. Exhale, right shoulder forward. Inhale to center. Exhale, left shoulder forward. And as you move a couple times here with your breath, notice your tendency. I know my tendency is for that shoulder coming forward to pop off of my back. So see if you can engage your shoulders onto your back even through the movement. Resetting some habits, checking in with what we're doing in our bodies is what our yoga practice is all about. And now coming back to center, switch the cross of your legs, coming to maybe the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones, move them back and broad. And again, notice for yourself if there's a way that you could shift to help this place be better for your body. Maybe that's adding props on this side to the knees. And now with your hands coming out to your knees, round back through your spine into a cat-like pose. Your chin drops in. Take a big breath into that space. between shoulder blades, around the rib cage. Then inhale, sit tall, open and expand through the heart space. Think of tilting the belly forward, coming into this cow-like pose in your seat. Take another full big breath here. And as you come to this spinal extension, also engage through the belly and the ribs to support the back body. Take one more big deep breath here. And then just 2 full breaths moving in your cat and cow. Inhale, belly and heart forward. Exhale, pressing the spine back. Then inhaling, sitting tall, and we're going to shift forward now onto our hands and knees. And from your hands and knees here, we're setting ourselves up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then let's get a little more stretch through the back body before we work through the back a little bit. So now right fingertips are going to cross in front of the left hand, coming up onto the spider fingers. Root your left hand down, round upward through the spine into a cat-like pose, and then shift your hips back towards your heels as far as is comfortable, keeping your hands where they are. Take a full big deep breath. Then inhale back to center, crossing left hand in front of the right, root down through palms and fingertips, round upward through your spine, and then shift your hips back as far as your body needs. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And now inhale back into center. And from here, as we come to a neutral spine, I want you to find that tilt of sitting bones up so your belly is tilting a little down, but then engage the low belly. And now push with your hands and expand into the upper back. Think of your ribs lifting almost like a cat pose through the upper back. Keep that tilt of your sitting bones up slightly, low belly engaging, even as you keep your lumbar curve. And now we're going to reach back with our right leg. Try not to let your spine shift. And then reach forward with your left arm. So you might have left fingertips on the ground, or you might reach them, lift them up, and then notice your spine again. Come to that tilt of sitting bones up, low belly engaging, rounding up through the upper back. Take a full big breath. Exhale, hands down, knees down. Pause and find those curves to your spine again. Sitting bones tilt up, low belly engages, round up through the upper back. Inhale, left leg reaches back, right arm reaches forward. And as you do so, try to find those same curves. Sitting bones tilt up and your belly tones. Ribs round up. Take one more big breath. Exhale, both hands down, both knees down. Big toes together, knees wide. Settle hips back towards your heels into a child's pose. And as you find that place for yourself, and can come to rest. You can have a prop between your thighs and your calves if you want. Deep, full inhale and exhale. Just noticing where you habitually go to here in this child's pose, and maybe shift it just a little. I'm going to bring my knees in a little bit more narrow. Full deep inhale and exhale. Maybe letting yourself be slightly uncomfortable because it's different. Inhaling, rising to hands and knees. Now we're rooting down through palms and fingertips. Find that rotation of elbow pits forward and push. Expanding into the upper back, tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog pose. And now in your down dog, we have a lot of habits in this pose, most of us anyway. As you are rooting through your hands and rotating elbow pits forward, we're finding that push from our back muscles out through our hands. And now I want you to take your feet out as wide as your mat. So maybe a little different than what you're used to. And I want you to take your hands out. So maybe the edge of your mat comes to the center of your palm. So wide. Re-rotate elbow pits and push. Bend your knees and tilt your sitting bones up. Take a big deep breath here. Tone the low belly. Pull the ribs in. And just notice for yourself if this feels strange, if it feels different. And maybe even allow yourself to stay here through some strangeness. And now inhale, we're coming forward into a plank pose. And you're welcome to bring knees down, but try to keep hands and knees or feet wide. As you do so, again, notice how this shifts what's going on in your body for work by doing it slightly differently than you usually do. Push palms down, expand into that space between your shoulder blades, and keep that rotation of upper arm bones. Tone the belly, tone the ribs. Rotate inner thighs up. And then knees down if they're not already. Hips to heels, take your child's pose. Take a moment to notice if there's any difference in sensation in your body from having held a plank in a slightly different way. Inhale, rising to your hands and knees, and this time set yourself up in your usual way. But find that rotation of elbow pits forward and push. Tilt sitting bones up. Tone the low belly. Now tuck toes, lift hips. Downward facing dog. Take a full big deep breath. And then take as many steps forward toward your hands as you need to take to come to forward fold at the front of your mat. Blocks can be there if you would like. Feet are inner hip distance or wider, your choice, especially if you have any tension in the low back. That's a nice thing to do for yourself. Inhale, extend your heart forward, move your ribs and collarbones forward, long spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to hips, press back on hips, lift up with shoulders and elbows and rise all the way up to stand. And then as you come to your mountain pose, you can keep your feet a little wider if that's where you have them, or you can bring them into inner hip distance. But then lift and spread your toes and keep your toes lifting and spreading. Little bend to your knees, squeeze your glutes. And as you lift your chest up a little higher, rotate inner thighs back. Knees stay bent, inner thighs rotate back. You can imagine when we've put a block in between our legs that you're using your muscles of the inner thighs to move the block back. Same thing here. And now as you squeeze your glutes and push into the ground, set your toes down, lift your heart. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Pause and find that push down from your glutes through your knees into your feet. Lift your ribs higher, heart higher. As your inner thighs rotate back, tone your low belly, tone your ribs, and then lift your chest higher, little bit of a back bend. As you do this, notice the tendency to thrust the thigh bones forward, rotate them back, push the thigh bones back, let your chest lift, let your collarbones lift, finding that back bend more from the upper back than the low back. Root down, through your glutes, out through the floor. Exhale, hands come through heart center, hinge at the hips, and fold. Inhale, lengthen part way, extend your heart. Exhale and fold. Now, plant fingertips, step your right foot back into your lunge. Root down through your feet, lift your torso, coming up into your lifted lunge. Reach arms up if that's comfortable. You can always take more of a gratitude place here if you'd like to with your arms for more shoulder and chest opening. But wrap back with your left hip, bend deeper into your left knee, and then lift your heart higher. Ribs and collarbones higher, head is back in space, not tilted back, but chin drawing in to lengthen the back of your neck. Take a full big breath. Tone, low belly and ribs, draw them in, filling into your back body. And now take a hold of your right wrist and stretch over to the left side. Now draw in with the ribs and find a diagonal reach through your right arm toward the left side. Big full breath, send sitting bones back, inner thighs back, tone the low belly and the ribs. Now inhale, rise all the way back up, release your hands. We're turning it open now into our warrior two. And as you find that place, we're settling into our front knee and opening. Take a big breath, recognize where you tend to go, what you tend to do in this pose, what are your habits? And then see if you can find maybe more stillness, maybe more opening that you hold. Maybe notice where your arms tend to go. Look back at the back arm and bring it to shoulder height. Big, full, deep breath. Changing habits can be a challenge, can feel weird, but change is important. We can't stay stagnant. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Step all the way back to a downward facing dog pose. Pause and push. Rotate elbow pits forward. Send your sitting bones up. And now inhale, come forward into your plank. You can use knees down or up, your choice. Stay rotating forward with your elbow pits. Stay moving forward through your front ribs and collarbones. Keep your belly toned. Now exhale, bend elbows and lower with control, coming down onto your belly. And then reach back with one leg at a time. And then root down through tops of feet and knees. Hands right underneath your shoulders. They're gonna be light. We're not gonna push so much into the hands because we're gonna lift them. If that's in your practice, you can always set them back down. But before we go anywhere, I want you to just move your shoulders up and back. Not lifting the chest yet. And then notice a big breath that expands your belly into the ground. And when that happens, notice maybe an expansion into the back body. Now, on your next exhale, I want you to think about drawing up with your low belly and up and in with your ribs. Then inhale, lift your chest. Hug in with the muscles of your legs, and if it's in your practice, you'll lift your legs too. You don't have to. And then let your hands come to a hover. As you come to a hover here, take a big exhale and draw in with the belly and the ribs. Inhale, maybe lift a little higher with legs and with shoulders. Exhale, all the way back down. You can set your head down here if you'd like. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs. And now as you set your legs down, you can reach arms out in front of you if you so choose. You do not have to. You can keep hands underneath your shoulders. But now push hands down wherever they are. And as you push, feel that engagement up into your shoulders. As you push tops of feet down and knees down, feel the lift of sitting bones. Now exhale, draw in with the low belly and ribs. Inhale, lift your arms and your legs if you so choose. Take a big deep breath. Then plant hands and push hips all the way back to heels for a child's pose. Take a full breath. And now inhale, rise to hands and knees. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Tuck toes, lift hips. Downward facing dog pose. And then little steps forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen part way, send sitting bones up. Exhale, fold over your legs. And now hands to hips. Press back on hips, lift up with shoulders and elbows. Inhale, lift your chest and rise. Pause for a moment before we take that second side of our lunging poses. Turn your palms forward. Eyes can be open or closed. Take a big deep breath. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Notice what your habits are. Do you tend to lock your knees? Do you have a round or a flat to the low back? Try to bring your shins forward enough so weight is evenly on the fronts and the backs of your feet. Send your sitting bones up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant fingertips, we're stepping left foot back this time into our lunge. Push with both feet, so much that maybe you feel a lift of your hips from right here. And then lift your torso up. And as you come up to your lunge, hands to your hips to begin with and find that centering action, bend deeper into your front knee, lift your heart. And as you reach, take shoulder blades onto your back. Find that big lift through your entire rib cage. Exhale, belly in, ribs in. Inhale, heart lifts. Take a hold of the left wrist and stretch over to the right side. Full big deep breath as you settle deeper into your front knee. Draw in with the ribs and find that diagonal reach to the right side. Take a big deep breath. Then inhale all the way back upright. Release your wrists. Turn and plant your back heel. Open it up to your warrior two. And then come to that place of depth for yourself. Notice what your habits are. Do you tend to lock that back knee? Give it a little bend. Lift your chest. Physically turn and look at where your arms are in space. Find the shoulder height. Full big deep inhale and exhale in and out of your nose. Good, next exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Tuck your back toes and settle all the way back into a different variation of child's pose. If you are about to come to knees narrow, make them wide. If you are about to come to knees wide, make them more narrow. And as you settle with your head, it might come to the ground, it might come to a block. You might set up something underneath your hips here. Find where it might feel a little bit different, but do those little things in this different version of the pose for you that help it be a little bit more comfortable, like a block under the head. Full big breath. And then gently use your hands to help you sit all the way up. Come down onto sitting bones, and then we're lowering onto our backs. And be sure you have your props handy. As we come down to our backs, take a moment here. This is your opportunity for a little freedom in your poses to maybe hug your knees in and rock, or take a happy baby pose, or some windshield wipers, or a bridge pose. As you do the things that are calling out to you in your body, notice if that's habitually where you go. And maybe choose something different than you usually would. And now as you find your way all the way back down with hips, we're also going to consider this change as we come into our Shavasana. So first, lay all the way out long in a traditional variation where your legs extend, your arms are a little ways from your body. You can close your eyes here if you would like, but I want you to notice if there's kind of a craving going on for a particular propping? Is there a way that you would shift this to make this your Shavasana? And now think of a way that you might not typically go. And I'll even throw that idea out of maybe Shavasana is a seated meditation instead. Pick something different for yourself. And it doesn't have to be a lot different. It can just be a little different. But find a way in your final resting pose to settle, even though you might have to do a little battling with those urges to shift. And if you have some urges to shift, just notice them. Let them be there. And if your body has actual physical pain, then by all means shift it. But if your body just has that tendency to want to go to a particular place, maybe just recognize what's going on in your mind and in your body right now. Take some full breaths and let yourself settle. Bring awareness back to your breath. Start to move a little bit through fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Notice which side you typically roll over to. And I invite you to bend your knees and roll the other way. And take a moment to notice if there was any thought or feeling that arose from going in the opposite direction. Let's take a big breath. And now use your arms for support to press yourself back upright to your seat. With hands coming to heart center, eyes open or closed, take another moment to be with your breath. Be with any of those body sensations that might have shown up, or any thoughts that have popped into your mind. Have a beautiful, peaceful rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.